Well, hello, everyone.
Hi.
It's Shelby and I.
It's us.
We're back. We're here today. Jason will be here shortly. Never fear.
He's in a meeting.
He is in a meeting.
Hello, automaton.
Big Bobzilla is first.
Wow.
What's up? Ghost Hunter, T. Schmidt.
Hello.
Doobu Babu. Tony Boy, hello. Wad Tomato N.
What? Tomato N.
Also, his name is not Wad Tomaton.
What?
His name is Wad Tomato N.
Oh, okay.
You can only ever refer to Wad Tomato N's true name.
Yeah.
The true name. When used in anger.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like, if I were to like get really angry at Gabe, I would call him Gabriel.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the Gabriel of Wad Tomato N.
Interesting.
Like Wad Tomaton.
I guess
I'm
I
mad.
usually call him Wad, so
Wad works too. You're
yeah.
fine with Wad. Thank you for the follow.
I call him T-Dog.
The newbie buyer. T-Dog. Jabe is an angel.
He is not. Not all the time.
He most certainly is not.
Sometimes he's an angel. Sometimes he's very sweet. But other times, he's mischievous.
Hey, somebody likes us.
He is oftentimes a dastardly boy.
Yeah. And you bye. I think that's how you say it. Thank you for following.
All right, folks. We have a boat to finish.
Sweet baby angel Gabriel.
That's so funny. And we're finishing this silly boat today.
It looks
That is the
good.
plan. Oh, I know what I was going to do. We were going to do gold with the colors from the recipe.
Are you having fun painting it?
I am.
Good. It looks like a fun project.
It's weird. Painting stuff that is this large is always a bit weird. Because you never know when you're like, there's so much that you're like, oh, I can just work on this forever. But you're like, well, I really got to like stop eventually.
Yeah.
So you're like, I guess I should be done here. You have to like call it. You're just
Right.
like, you have to eventually just have to be like, I'm done.
Because there's so much detail you could do.
Right.
Yeah.
And like the goal is not for this thing to look like absolutely incredible. The
Right.
goal is for this thing to look done.
Yes.
And I would argue that it mostly looks done right now.
Yeah. Where are you adding the gold?
I'm gonna paint the mermaid on the front gold.
Oh.
And then I might do this thing back here in gold. It'd be kind of cool.
I like it.
A little bit on each side. So I'm gonna be using like 4 colors for this. Maybe 5.
For just the gold?
Mhm.
Or entire? Okay.
Using 4 colors for the gold.
Gotcha. I was telling Jordan the other day while I was painting my model for this month's challenge that I kind of want to try non-metallic metal because I'm crazy.
Well, here is a good opportunity for you to ask questions about it.
It's true. I
So,
gather, though, I'm not going to be able to fully understand until I'm doing it.
well, sure, but this is a good place for you to ask questions, right?
That's true.
You can be like, ooh, okay, why are you doing this? What is the purpose of making these decisions? Etc., etc., etc. So, we're going to start with one fun way of making brown, is using black and red. Get a really nice rich brown color, which is always a great starting point for gold non-metallic metal. This ends up being a little bit more of like a burgundy, but it is in that realm. And as you build the yellow on top of it, it will look a lot more orange. Or it'll look a lot more brown.
T-Schmidt, I am going to. There's like a little sword on my model that I think is a good start for me to at least try non-metallic metal. Not as daunting as something big like armor. Did you add the red just to make it lighter? Like
You really want like that brownish hue to
Yeah.
start with
Yeah.
for your golds because it has that warmth underneath all of the yellows,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um,
Does the hue of the brown change the way that the gold turns out? Like,
yes, it does.
okay.
So like if you use like a greenish brown, you'll get a much cooler gold.
Okay.
Whereas if you're using like a red base or a like a warm brown base, you'll get a much warmer, richer gold.
Okay.
Um, and I want this to be a warmer gold. Although it probably makes more sense to be a cooler gold.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we'll try it, and if I hate it, then we'll paint it in the cool gold.
Ghost Hunter said you could do the checkerboard NMM that some people think looks like a metal sword.
What?
I think he's just making a joke about checkerboard.
Oh, okay.
About doing the sword checkers. And then Solitaire asked if you have any recommendations for an air compressor brand.
The brand is less important, to be honest with you. There are so many iterations of air compressors that you can get out there that are perfectly like good for what you're looking for. That like the brand is less important unless you want to spend a ton of money, right? Like you can always buy an Iwata or a fancy airbrush compressor that's made specifically for airbrushing, but realistically, you don't need them. You go to a darn hardware store and get a 50-gallon drum air compressor, and that thing will work. You just want to make sure that you get the right fittings to make it spray at the right psi, because those tend to spray at way higher psi's than you would want to. So when you're doing that, make sure. Yeah, like if you go to Amazon, you just get like pick a compressor that's got a tank on it, which is the important thing to look for. You'll be fine. And you can see I'm adding a little bit of yellow and a little bit more red to make this next stage of highlight, which is starting to look more of that kind of orangey color, that orangey brown. Yeah, you can get compressors from Harbor Freight and they work just fine. Just bear in mind that if you get anything from Harbor Freight, chances are you're probably going to have to replace it sooner rather than later.
Can't have your gold being uncool. Okay, 1919. Jordan, have you figured out what you're gonna paint for the challenge?
What do you mean? I'm not painting anything for the challenge.
Yes, you are. Gonna make you.
You can't make me, Schlebby.
No, but I can heavily implore. How's everyone's week going? I feel like it's going by slow.
Good. I was so tired last night. I went
Yeah.
to sleep at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I went to bed like super duper early.
Honestly, those
Pretty
are the
wild.
best days, though. I love going to bed at like 8:30.
My problem is I woke up at like 1 and was like wide awake, and then I went back to bed, and then I woke up this morning and I was super tired. So I like overslept.
Philip said it's because of the gym, which is very true.
Yeah, it's because of the gym for sure.
Yeah. Ghoster said he's halfway done with his challenge model. Hello, Slovak. Warpgate Studios, hello. Lumberjack Tim said his week is awesome. He got a good mold for his teeth for his grill.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Hooters.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Slovak, this is for Blood and Plunder.
Blood and Plunder. We're painting a big old boat.
Boot. Have you named
It's a
her?
boot. I don't know. No, we haven't.
Huh.
I can do some freehand lettering on the side.
She needs a name.
Maybe we'll confer with the class once Jason gets here,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll decide together what she shall be named.
Melvox says he's got to finish his Redemptor Dreadnought so he can start the challenge mini.
Nice.
Yes. Ghost Hunter suggested Bodie McBoatface as the name.
I mean,
It's a name. For sure.
That is a name that we could name it.
Name her Thrown Under, as in a bus.
Thrown Under. Oh my god.
Ooh, Slovak asked a good question. How will you weather the name like the rest of the hole?
Well, that's a cool thing that I can show you once I do it.
Ooh.
That is definitely a thing I could do. I gotta figure out where I would put it. Because there's a
Mhm.
lot of stuff on the
There
boat.
is kind of a lot of stuff. You could put on the back. Never mind.
I think, like, back here
Yeah.
is probably a good spot. There's a good space back here.
That is a good space.
Right. And do it on this side, too. Because otherwise it's just like, there's not enough space here. This is kind of a weird spot up here. Like, this seems like the best spot here. If this wasn't here,
Stinking
I would say
cannon.
do it on this whole section.
Why do you need that extra cannon anyway?
To shoot other ships?
You have so many other cannons.
I mean, sorta.
Yeah.
But not always.
I need to watch Pirates again. It's been a while since I've watched Pirates.
I rewatched all of them not too long ago.
They're so good.
It was a great experience. I forgot how good the first one was.
Yes, the first one is amazing. The third one is my next favorite, and then the second one. I don't count the whatever Strange Tides and
They're not really.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. I don't count those ones.
They're fine.
I count Dead Men Tell No Tales more than I count Strange Tides.
Yes. Stranger Tides is weird.
Yeah. Pirates paint their ship names on. Seems like an easy way picked out by the law. Yeah. I think didn't their sails kind of give them away though?
I mean, the thing is, you can change your sails,
Oh, that's true.
right? Or the flag that you're flying.
Mhm.
Also, who cares if we're in realistic pirate land?
Yeah.
We're in mystical monument land
Yeah.
where pirates can have names written on their boats.
Yeah.
I think.
The more cannons, the better. I mean, hey. What? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. I guess there are lots of ships with lots of cannons. CGI on Davy Jones has held up so unreasonably good. It has.
They did a really good job with that role.
Yeah.
It's tough because, like, the second movie and the third movie are basically one. Like, it's a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because they're both, like, dealing with Davy Jones.
Yeah. Yes. But I still think they're good separately as well.
They are. Yeah, there's a reason why they didn't name them part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
But
Because the other thing about the third one is that it was very Davy Jones locker specific.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they gotta go get Jack back.
Yeah, and the pearl. Can't
And
forget.
the pearl. Yeah. Back and the pearl.
Oh, they were made at the same time and released a year apart from each other. I didn't know that. My mom always points out Keira Knightley's hair in that movie.
Which one?
Both movies, I guess. Actually, maybe all three, because she like very clearly has extensions,
Oh, sure.
and it's the worst. You're like, really? You couldn't have. Like, this movie's amazing, and you couldn't have gotten better hair extensions.
Wow. Harsh critics over
Just
here.
saying. Low budget item.
That's pretty brutal, I have to admit. He was like, well, don't like it because bad hair extensions.
Yeah. Kyle said it wasn't in the budget.
It wasn't
Clearly.
in the budget. You know what we're going to do? We're going to include some yellow ochre in here.
We're going crazy.
We're going crazy. We're turning from 4 to 5 colors. Yellow ochre is great because it's a really bright yellowy color that has really good coverage. So we can mix it into these other colors that we're making.
Oh no. Overlord Tweak said, my message on Discord with my January submission failed to load, and when I resubmitted it, my pictures didn't load or show up.
Who is this again?
Overlord Tweak?
I put photos in there.
So maybe they showed up for us, but not for you.
Yeah.
So all is not lost. Ghost Hunter said the bad hair extensions are period accurate.
Alright, I have to let that dry because that's going to cause some problems.
Yeah, it's shiny.
It's really watery up there. We'll work on the back of the boat. Shall we do this in silver non-metallic metal instead?
Which part? I think
it would be cool to have a little bit on both sides.
I like the idea of doing it both gold because it kind of frames it nicely.
That was what I was thinking.
Great minds.
Think alike.
Hello, Paint Liquor.
Hello, sir.
Oh my gosh, late due to trying to calm a lady who was hyperventilating.
Right, row.
Oh my goodness. That's not a great thing to have to do.
Glad you rescued somebody in need.
Yeah. Ghost Center said pirates are just disgruntled veterans who got abandoned by their governments. Feels pretty accurate, honestly.
Do we not have an actual... Oh, we have dark umber. What am I trying to make brown? What the heck?
You got a whole color that you didn't know about? This whole time?
Yeah.
Like the entirety of
No,
painting the ship?
Not that much.
Okay.
Alright.
I was about to be very worried.
I mean, you can still be pretty worried.
Are you gonna repaint the front now?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw this on here. We're gonna start building up that non-metallic middle.
So,
So
explain to me why you're only putting it on certain parts. Like, maybe my brain just does it differently, but are you not gonna put the other color onto the other side? Like, are you not putting that color all over the light?
well, I just started putting it on.
Okay.
I'm like,
You know what?
I'm
You're
like
right.
4 brush strokes in. You're like, why aren't you painting it on the other side too? It's like, because I just started painting it on.
Go faster.
Silly goose. Sylvia, that's like me telling you like, why you.
You
like-
just paint things in different sections than I do, so that's why I was confused.
Because I am just trying to establish where the color is supposed to go. I'm not super worried about blending or getting it to look super nice yet. I'm just building up the color in areas where it needs to belong.
Game Delay said, "Why aren't you done painting the whole thing?" And then Phil said, "Jordan, why isn't the model finished yet? Why haven't you painted it all yet?"
Thank goodness Jason isn't here. Because I would get it from him too. Now I only get thrown under the bus by 2 people plus chat.
Kyle just asked, "So is it done?" No,
Never again, Kyle.
it's not done.
Never again, Kyle. Never again.
Paint Liquor said, "Good news is I'll be able to begin painting my February project tonight. Pink Demon prints. Much excite." I'm very excited about that one too. I'm excited about everybody's. I can't wait.
Is that your brother?
I think so. Gabe's making weird sounds. I don't know who else it would be.
He's the only one who makes sounds like that.
I make sounds like that sometimes, but I'm in here.
They don't sound
So.
like that.
No.
They sound like you doing sounds like that, not like him doing sounds like that.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. Getting all these areas with the kind of this mid-tone color. I hate that this is on like the edge of the boat. I have to have like 10 inches of boat hanging out out of frame.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Look at that light.
Alrighty. We got
Realistically, do you think you would be able to be a pirate?
me.
Yeah.
I'm too nice. Too nice. I couldn't do it.
Okay, but like aside from the morals and values of being a pirate,
Okay, well, what other parts of being a pirate are there?
the part where you have to live on a ship.
Oh, I mean, yeah, maybe that'd be fine. I don't know. I've never really like had to give it much thought because I don't live on a ship.
Wad said it's always awkward when you have 10 inches of boat hanging out.
Wad.
And then Ghost Hunter said, "Hey, Jordan, can you get the boat in frame? It's really hard to follow along
I
right
hate
now."
all of you. I hate all of you. Am I a pirate yet?
Jordan, why is the boat so big? Said Philip.
Oh my god.
Hi, Slayer Street.
It's National Pick on Jordan Day.
Could you paint a smaller boat? Oh man. Game Delay said, I don't know if you're a pirate, Baby J. Are you?
Mimisi. I am, in fact, a pirate.
Pirate Life Pro. Get a tan. Con. Poop bucket.
What?
It would not be great. You have to poop in a bucket?
Yeah. How would you feel about pooping in a bucket? I don't think I would be super excited about it.
I've pooped in worse.
I don't want to know.
A bucket would not be that bad.
I do not want to know anymore. We've passed.
Yeah, that's fair. It's probably for the best.
That's that. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, that's probably wise. All right. So we're just kind of leaving some of that previous layer exposed while we go in here and we add more highlights.
Are you gonna have to highlight part of like the bottom part differently because there's gonna be a light inside of it?
I am not going to have it be lit.
Okay.
This ship is going to be existing during the daytime only.
It's fair. I guess that would cause a lot of other issues.
I would not be painting it gold.
You would not be painting it a boat at night.
Yeah, that makes less sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Phil said, Jordan, why would you paint a wooden boat? If I were a pirate, I would have a metal boat.
Nowadays.
Hi, Gosu.
What's up, Gosu?
He really likes your poop deck.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
I don't know if that's technically the poop deck. There is no poop deck on this boat.
Let me guess, the poop deck is for taking poops?
Probably. You see, I guess that's why they call it an upper decker when it's above the poop deck.
Oh, Shelby. Oh, Shelby.
You gonna tell me I'm wrong?
Oh, Shelby.
Game Delay said Baby J is painting the back of the boat. That's why he's being so stern.
These are the worst jokes I've ever heard in my life.
We need like a drum sound, you know?
That exists. That exists over there.
With this.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's just
Not the right sound.
not the right one. What other one would it be?
Yes and no. Yes, I am. And yes, they are also done. So the cannons aren't going to be super shiny.
It's rare that you see a shiny cannon, so I feel like they're all pretty,
Pretty not shiny.
yeah, patinaed, if you will. Oh, poop deck comes from French la poupe, which is the French word for stern, for the stern of a boat. That makes sense.
So not conveniently the place where you stick your buttocks off of. To poop.
No, yeah. It's the least exciting reason possible for the name poop deck, Game Delay says.
Uh-huh. Silly Frenchman.
Funny words, and then I took French in high school.
Did you?
Yep.
Was it everything you wanted it to be?
Nope.
Nope. What made you want to take French?
I knew I wasn't gonna learn a language. Like, I knew I wasn't actually gonna retain any language I learned.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to be different and not do Spanish, so I did French.
Did you not have German as an option?
No, I would have totally done German actually, and I would have done it legitimately.
I took German for 2 years in high school.
Yeah. I wish we had German. We had Spanish, French, and Mandarin.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Awkwardish Panda, hello.
What's up, Awkwardish?
I'll
Subscribe
just
to tier
throw back my
1.
legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Oh, thank you for the sub. Hello there. Well, hello there.
Yeah, I mean, I should have taken Spanish because we're in Arizona and there's a lot of people that speak Spanish here. But I knew I wasn't actually going to learn it. So I wanted to do a language that actually interested me, at least a little bit.
The irony is, I didn't take Spanish because I was like, I'm never going to need this.
I mean,
And
you didn't know you're going to move to Arizona?
Well, that's even less about that.
Okay.
Q like 15 years later, and half of my family basically doesn't speak English, and they only speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's...
And
I'll
I'm
do
like,
it.
cool, I do not know how to speak that language. I feel dumb.
Awkwardish, we are good.
Speak for yourself.
We are getting through this
I'm
Tuesday.
great.
Jordan is not good, apparently.
Nope, not good.
so-
I'm great.
Oh, he's great. I'm good, and I stand with that.
Geez, Shelby, you're only good?
Yes.
Wow. Need to have a conversation with your mother.
She's in the other room.
She's in the other room. She's currently not available for you to speak to.
Josie said, is it just me, or is Baby J killing it with the ship? I feel like this would be really difficult to paint, and Baby J out here like he's been painting in the nautical community for years.
Nope. I've not been doing that.
Such high praise.
Well, thank you, though. It was very kind of you.
And then Ghost Hunter asked when you're going to put it in a bottle.
When they make bottles big enough.
Oh, they definitely make bottles big enough.
That's probably true. When I have a bottle big enough here that I can stick it in.
I don't think you could put it in a bottle at this stage. You would have had to paint all the pieces.
Well, if we got a big enough bottle, ain't gonna be a problem.
Well, that's the thing with ships and bottles.
I know how they make ships and bottles.
It doesn't sound like it.
Look, I'm just saying, if we have a big enough bottle
Yeah.
that this whole thing can fit inside,
We could arrange that.
then we're good. Problem solved.
I am Robert said, coming back to Pro Acryl after some time away from the hobby, should I be using a wet palette or dry/glass palette for the Pro Acryl paints?
Up to you. You can use either one. It depends on your preference. I use a wet palette. However, Jason never uses a wet palette. He only ever uses a dry palette. It really has to do with your preference on how you like to paint, how you like to mix your paints, things like that. It will work just as well for either one. Sorry for the sort of non-answer.
Try and see. Was basically that answer.
Don't worry about it.
Can't be dropping your boat like that.
Whoa. Don't talk to me about dropping my boat. Obviously, nothing happened. Nobody saw anything. No sound was made. We were in a forest. No sound was ever made, so nothing happened.
Kosu said man overboard. Yeah, the whole ship overboard somehow.
Whole ship overboard. Hey guys, I just wanted to ask, what happened to the ship?
Yeah. Did you dry brush the wood deck? It looks great.
I did.
You did.
I did indeed.
Ooh. Buddyfish asked, thoughts on grilled cheese?
Okay. So, I'm gonna prepare everybody for some hot takes right now.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
I
don't
need
think
y'all.
I'm prepared.
I need y'all to sit down. Okay. Get yourself comfortable. Make sure if you pass out, nothing's gonna hurt you. Okay. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2,
I don't know if I'm ready.
1, 0. Okay. Grilled cheese, great. Do not ever eat with tomato soup.
What?
Tomato soup, gross. Them 2 plus, nope, don't do it.
Explain
You
yourself.
are wrong.
Explain yourself, please.
Tomato soup is gross.
You probably haven't had it right. How do you have your tomato soup? Is it creamy?
Yeah.
Or is it just like heated up marinara sauce?
No, it's creepy.
What kind of seasonings you put in that? What kind of spices?
I don't make it because I think it's hot garbage.
So wrong.
Awkwardish. High 5.
Oh.
God knows, Slovak. I will tell you that grilled cheese improves the experience a little bit, but that's only because grilled cheese is good, not because the tomato sauce is.
Juan just highlighted his message because he's so enraged.
Excuse me? Panic Bob, you dropped in the middle of a big old bomb.
Yeah, huge debate happening right now. Apparently Phil's girlfriend eats grilled cheese with ketchup, which I have huge issues with.
Slovak, I don't know if I can agree with you there.
Here's the thing. Here's what I love about grilled cheese. It's such a versatile dish.
It's literally two and a half
It's
ingredients.
but it could be so much more. It's so easy.
It can be so much
It's so
more.
easy to make a grilled cheese gourmet.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's amazing. Because you could be like, oh, I'm really in the mood for grilled cheese. I don't really want to do a whole big thing. And then, so you just make the grilled cheese the way you normally would. You know, butter, cheese, mayo in Phil's case. I don't know if I agree with that.
I think mayo's good.
Mayo, I think, could work. I've just never tried
Put mayo
it.
on the outside.
Yeah. Or
Use mayo instead of butter.
Or you could
both.
do like, you could put roast beef in your grilled cheese sandwich,
Well, hold on.
and
it
then
is no
like,
longer a grilled cheese. By definition, it is no longer a
what's
grilled
your
cheese
definition
sandwich.
of a grilled cheese?
Bread, cheese, toast.
I feel like it's in the way that you cook it.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's just a good sandwich. What you described is a good sandwich with a lot of missing ingredients.
Gabe just accused me. He said Shelby eats apple slices with ketchup. I'll have you know that was when I was 3 years old, Gabriel.
It's done. It's been done.
I will own up to the fact that I did it when I was young, but my defense is that I was young. Also, I didn't eat rocks. I ate dirt. Like,
so here's
like every sensible child.
Paint Liquor agrees with me on the definition of grilled cheese. Yeah. It's just when you add things that are not cheese to cheese in between 2 slices of bread, it is no longer a grilled cheese sandwich.
I just disagree. What if you put like pepperoni and onions? Oh, it's just like, that's amazing.
That's not a grilled cheese.
I think it is.
It
Agree to
becomes a sandwich.
Agree to disagree. Well, isn't a grilled cheese just a sandwich?
It's a type of sandwich.
Right. So how could it become a sandwich if it's already a sandwich?
Because it is no longer the grilled cheese version of a sandwich.
But it's still
It
a
is
sandwich.
other than.
Still has the roots of a sandwich.
I'm making the argument that your version of grilled cheese, when you add stuff to it, is no longer grilled cheese, which is 100% correct.
I don't know, man.
You're starting to turn
It's
it
just
into
a
a
gourmet.
calzone real fast.
It's just a gourmet grilled cheese.
No, it's like
Yeah.
it's like saying that like gourmet BLT, where they use like things that don't belong on a grilled BLT, is a BLT, and you're like, no, it's not. It's no longer a BLT. It's a fancier than
BLT.
imitation of a BLT.
Or a gourmet
Or-
BLT.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Gourmet.
A fancier version.
Gourmet does not mean added ingredients. Gourmet means better quality ingredients made with care.
Gabe said a grilled cheese is a burger without meat. Gabe, I don't...
I really need Jason in here for this conversation. We're missing a whole level of contribution to this.
Ooh, the Punisher made a good point.
Uh-huh.
You start adding meat and things, it becomes a panini, which I would argue is different. It's a different subcategory in the overarching category of sandwiches.
A panini is specifically how it's cooked. Like you press a panini.
I guess.
Yeah, like literally like panini, like a panini is you press it. Wikipedia agrees with Baby J.
Wikipedia is
not
your source?
Yeah, not winning with that one. You're not winning with that one, Spat. That one's not gonna take you places.
Oh, Phil said, I think you can add one thing to a grilled cheese and it still be a grilled cheese. Anything more than one additional item and it's not a grilled cheese anymore.
I think the minute you go beyond cheese and bread,
Should we start making
you
rules?
no longer are.
Onions in a grilled cheese is heavenly? Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
It's not a grilled cheese.
If I press a grilled cheese, is it a panini?
Yeah.
You heard him here, Panic Bomb.
Also, why would you press a grilled cheese?
Well, it cooks. I mean, I can understand that. You don't have to flip it. You can just, like, press it and you're
But
good.
like flipping it is part of it.
Okay, so it is
Part of
about
the
the way that it's
experience.
cooked. That was close.
You realize that none of you are going to win this conversation. None of you. Unless you agree with me.
These are some of my favorite conversations to have.
The ones where nobody wins.
Yes. It's like asking, is a hot dog a sandwich? We still didn't really tackle the whole idea of you not liking tomato soup, though.
Yeah, I don't like tomato soup.
What is it, like the flavor? You don't.
It's trash.
It's just like
It's
so.
not garbage.
It's so sad to me.
Yeah, the answer is yes. I don't like the flavor of it.
Mm-hmm. Is a grilled cheese not a pressed cheese? See, that's what I'm saying. T. Schmidt said you're knocking the ship out.
Thanks, D.
He
Schmidt.
likes the ship. Phil said everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong.
That's my saying.
Ooh, what if you use grilled cheese as the bread for a grilled cheese?
That is a gourmet grilled cheese. That one I'll give to you.
No, I think Game Delay said, he made a good point. He said gourmet grilled cheese isn't extra stuff inside. It's my homemade sourdough and 3 kinds of cheeses.
Yep, there you go.
That I can accept as gourmet. However, I will still be calling my grilled cheeses with meat and onions a gourmet grilled cheese.
But they're not, because they're not grilled cheese anymore.
By my definition.
Well, your definition is wrong.
Okay. I'm willing to admit that.
I reject your concept of grilled cheese.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with your rejection.
You know what? You know what, Shelby? It is okay for our opinions to coexist.
Yeah.
Even if yours is wrong.
Okay. That's just a triple-decker grilled cheese? Yeah. Grilled cheese are fried.
Huh?
T. Schmidt said that grilled cheese, they're fried. They're not grilled. Is a quesadilla a grilled cheese? Oh, now we're getting onto something.
Shelby's like, ooh, I found ammunition. Let's go.
I love these conversations.
I love these conversations.
It tells me a lot about people when they, like, their ability to debate something and also their reaction. Not that I'm doing this experiment on you, but I have done experiments on
You
people.
are 100% doing this.
No, I'm not. I have intentionally done experiments on people.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And like asking questions like this, and I learned so much about them in like 30 minutes.
Are you learning anything you didn't already know?
No.
Okay, didn't think so. Did not think so.
We've been working together for almost a year.
To be
so.
fair, I'm kind of an open book. There's not a whole lot hidden beneath the waves.
Where's the line between a burger and a sandwich? Wow. And Gabe just said here.
Here. A burger has ground beef or ground food in it.
Interesting take. What about a sloppy Joe?
So I would make the argument that a sloppy Joe doesn't have a patty, which means I need to edit my previous statement a little bit, but I was being very general with it. I can make a very specific argument. It needs to have a ground beef patty.
Yeah.
If you have a ground beef patty, you're looking at a cheeseburger
What
or
about-
a burger of
What
some
about
kind.
turkey burgers?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I didn't specify it was a beef burger.
Oh yeah, you did say patty.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Awkwardish Panda said a cheese sandwich that has butter spread on the outside of the bread before being fried is the dictionary definition of a grilled cheese. Wow, there's so many people are really into this. Let's say a burger is a type of sandwich. Let's see. I saw something about
Can we
hot
talk
dogs.
for just a second about how awesome it is that it's raining outside and I can hear it raining on the
It
roof?
is wonderful.
So nice. Oh man, I can hear it. I can hear it so loud.
Wow, Ghost Hunter with a hot take. A hot dog is a taco.
Whoa.
I can't agree with that. Meatloaf sandwich. I don't know why that got me. That was funny. I think sandwich can be a very large category.
It is
And there are subcategories.
arguably the largest category.
Yes, there are categories within that category. And I think that one of the subcategories is specifically sub sandwiches. And I think a hot dog is a type of sub sandwich.
No.
Yeah.
And can you relay your argument to me?
So sub sandwiches are all pretty much like if you took a baguette and like sliced it to have both sides connected and kind of open like a little book type thing. And I don't think it hinges on the ingredients that you're putting into it. I think it's predominantly about the bread and the way it's cut.
I would make an argument here
Mm-hmm.
that the flavor profile makes a big difference here
Okay.
and should be thought about when you're talking about hot dogs and hot dog related things.
Mm-hmm.
A hot dog food item, be it whatever toppings you want on it, it doesn't really matter. At its core is a hot dog bun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog bun
Mm-hmm.
with a sausage link of some kind.
Yeah.
It can be a beef link, hot link, whatever. But it is some kind of mysterious meat wrapped inside of whatever the
a
heck
mystery meat.
no, wrapped inside of
Yes,
intestines or whatever
yes.
the heck it is. Or wrap or of some kind.
Yeah.
That makes a hot dog.
Yeah.
That particular combination of ingredients does not happen on a sandwich.
Yeah. That's fair.
Right? And I'm not saying that it is similar in a lot of ways to a sandwich.
Mhm.
I'm making the argument that they should be separated because they are distinctly different in both flavor profile and ease of eating, and also style of condiments that are the core element of it. Right? It's like grilled cheese. Your core elements are bread and cheese.
Yeah.
What kind of cheese it is can change, what kind of bread it is can change, and how you cook it can change. But it still is a grilled cheese with those ingredients, right? Same thing with a hot dog. it is a sausage link of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
or a link of some kind, plus bread.
Panic Bomb made a really good point. That a PB&J is a sandwich, so is a Reuben.
Yeah.
Those are very different flavor profiles.
I would make the argument that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a classification of a sandwich.
Oh,
It is adjacent to.
interesting.
Within the umbrella of.
You think so you think that in the umbrella of sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is its own subcategory?
So is grilled cheese.
Interesting.
That's why you call it a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right.
Right.
Interesting. There were some big debates about
It's like
about tacos and tortillas.
when
here.
we're talking about like mammals, right?
Yeah.
Like mammals is an umbrella term that classifies a certain quite a few different species. But as you get more granular, there are species that are not related to one another that are both
Kyle is
animals.
very upset.
Why is he upset?
What is Kyle upset about?
He's upset that somebody said that hot dogs are sandwiches.
Oh, I said that.
He will come in and fight somebody.
Kyle, fight me right now. Fight me right now,
Kyle. To
Kyle.
come in here and fight someone.
I dare you, in front of all these people, fight me right now.
Amazing. Kyle, I'm here for you. I'm making the distinction that they are not, and I think I have made a very, very good argument to say that they are not.
Oh, is this Widan 47?
What's up?
Came to talk about paint, but I'm satisfied anyway. Welcome.
Hey, don't forget, everybody, we are painting here on stream. If you guys have questions about
Yes.
anything that I'm doing that I'm not already talking about, please ask.
And
Or-
we will try to find them.
Or if they're just questions about painting in general, I'm happy to answer it as well. So
We just also like silly conversations.
don't
about
forget, if we're
stupid
going
things.
off on a weird tangent about not hot dogs or not sandwiches.
We really need to talk about this point that somebody brought up. I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but someone was talking about the difference between tacos and wraps, and I think burritos were also thrown into the mix.
Okay.
Are wraps and burritos synonymous?
Are wraps and burritos synonymous?
Mhm.
Sure. I think a burrito is a lot of ingredients wrapped in a tortilla.
I think.
And you, to make a wrap, you are making a sandwich in the guise of a burrito.
See, Panic Bomb just made the point that I was gonna make. A burrito is a hot type of wrap. I feel like when you think of a wrap, I think of cold. I don't think of hot.
See, I would disagree with that.
Okay.
I think I've had a lot of warm wraps
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've
that
ever
are
had
not
a,
burritos.
I don't think I've ever had a warm wrap. I always opt for cool wraps, so maybe that's my issue.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not branching out enough.
Mhm.
Apparently, Kyle argued that a burrito is more a sandwich than a hot dog, and I just have to wholeheartedly disagree with that. Mostly on principle of disagreeing with Kyle, but for other reasons.
I mean,
as well.
I am disagreeing that a hot dog is a sandwich. I don't think they
Yes.
are the same.
But I don't think that a burrito is more a sandwich than a hot dog. I think on the scale, a hot dog would be closer to sandwich than a burrito.
I think that they shouldn't exist on the same scale. It's like, why are we comparing apples to oranges if the whole thing is figuring out why oranges are so different than tangerines?
Hi, Carter.
Hello. Hi. We are in fact
are.
solo right now.
We've been waiting
Yeah.
for Jason, but he might not be here. Who knows?
Well,
Thank you. We're
We
loving
are we're conversing about the whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich.
I know. I was like,
I told him to come back here and fight me.
Oh dang. Oh dang. Tell him to come back here. We'd love to have his opinion.
You know, I just yeah. Jason Walkie said, "Is an ice cream sandwich a sandwich?"
I mean,
That's it.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, this is what they call
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I think it's a. Oh my goodness.
If we can collectively agree enough that by popular, like, if the item is called an ice cream sandwich,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that culture has agreed enough to call this thing a sandwich.
Okay, but Ghost Hunter said ice cream sandwich is not a sandwich because of the lack of bread.
Yeah,
So
bread.
so then do we need to change the definition of what we call a sandwich? Is a sandwich
What is bread?
right? But or is a sandwich just two like edible things that encase other edible things? You know what I mean? One edible thing and another edible thing of the same general makeup.
So okay, I will agree. I don't really think that an ice cream sandwich should be an ice cream sandwich.
I don't think so.
I think it is called an ice cream sandwich because it is an ice cream imitation of a sandwich.
Mm. It's a dessert version of a sandwich.
Correct.
Interesting. What do you think the non-dessert version of a cake is?
I don't think that there are
A casserole.
We
did it.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
What do you think the adjacent thing would be? Was
Huh?
it bread? That could work. I could accept bread.
It would be like a.
Lasagna is pasta cake. I agree with that a lot more than casserole, actually.
No, it's 100% casserole. Pasta casserole.
I know, but Ghost Hunter said lasagna is a pasta cake.
No.
Yes. I agree with that because it has layers. Cake tends to have layers.
Mm,
And
okay.
and lasagna has layers.
Okay.
So I can agree with that.
Fair. Okay. We're getting somewhere.
Lasagna is also a sandwich. The Punisher, what the heck? Where is that coming from?
I need you to cite your sources.
Onions have layers. Are they cake? No, because you still have to put ingredients together in both a lasagna and a cake in order for it to work. Onions are just onions. That's my justification for that. I just saw this one. If I put Acryl between two pieces of bread, is it a sandwich?
Nope.
Please don't do that.
Don't eat the paint.
Do not.
Don't eat the paint.
Casseroles have layers. I think casseroles. I think a lasagna is a type of casserole, but I think casseroles as a whole, generally the ingredients are all mixed together in a casserole. There's no order to it, but with a lasagna there's order to the way that you make the casserole. Spatsnat said, the boat has layers of paint. Is it a cake?
You guys are the best and the worst at the same time.
I just think about those videos of people cutting ordinary objects and it's like, is this real or is it cake? And now I want to make the boat as a cake.
I'm not cutting this boat in half.
No, I would actually make a cake, but make it look like the boat.
Oh.
I'm not doing this, but it would be fun.
Oh my gosh, the rain's really coming
It's
down.
really coming down.
My goodness.
It's raining cats and dogs.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Yards, Tony said, nope, he said it on stream. We expect cake now.
We had some cake the other day.
I can't say my baking skills are that good. They're decent.
I think my baking skills are
Best.
alright.
The thing with making cake look like everyday objects is that it's a different art form entirely. You're not just baking. You have to paint on your fondant and make sure that it looks realistic enough to fool people.
I think I could do that.
I think you could. I
think
could not.
I would be capable of
I
doing
could
that.
not do that.
I could fool people into thinking lasagna was lasagna.
Into thinking what?
I said it wrong, but that cake was lasagna.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hate fondant as well. Unfortunately, people use it all the time on cakes.
It's a pretty whatever
It's
flavor.
Terrible. That's the thing. It's like its own flavor. It's so bad that it's created its own flavor for itself. And the texture, it's just bleh. It's like you're eating sweet foam.
I mean, isn't that's just whipped cream, isn't it? That's pretty good.
No, foam and like plush foam. Like memory foam.
Mm,
Not
that is less exciting.
yeah. Ooh, cake boat in a bottle. That would be fun. Hi, JP Gray. I just saw your name.
JP, Gray, hello.
Ooh. Calzone pizza could be a sandwich? I don't think.
No.
No. I think a calzone, hear me out, is gonna be closer to a ravioli than to a sandwich. Now I understand that ravioli implies a noodle. There are noodle implications.
I'm just letting y'all know Shelby is loving these conversations. She is all about it.
I'm all about it. But I think it can still work.
Oh my gosh.
JP Gray said, "Hi, I'm wondering why we're still painting this boat. Is it harder to paint than Iceman?"
It's a lot larger.
He wasn't even here for the previous discussion on how quickly you're painting this boat. He gets it.
I'm painting it quickly-ish.
Kyle said Shelby is trying to break the internet record for most bad takes in a 2-hour period. Well, you know,
Is she on track?
if I'm willing to have my name remembered for something, even if it's that. I think I can support a calzone being a pie as well. It's just a savory pie. It's like shepherd's pie. Like, that would be a savory pie as well.
Okay, I have a really important question for you.
Okay. I have an important answer.
How many of you genuinely like going to the grocery store? I love it. I think it's great.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Like, I'm kind of about the grocery store.
I'm surprised that I don't go more often.
Really? Why do you love it so much?
I don't know. I don't know. It's, I like thinking about, like, cool things that I want to make.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can understand that.
yeah. I'm like, ooh, maybe I try making this thing. Maybe I want to make scones from scratch. Ooh, maybe I want to make cookies. I don't know. Cinnamon rolls. Oh my goodness. I should make cinnamon rolls for the office.
Do it.
Oh my god. Can you imagine homemade?
I am, and I love them.
I make pretty good cinnamon rolls too. I also make really good pancakes.
Oh.
I make really good pancakes.
I'm more of a waffle kind of person.
I bet you I could get you to enjoy some pancakes.
I'd like pancakes, but given the choice between, like, if I woke up in the morning and somebody was like, do you want waffles or do you want pancakes? I would choose waffles.
Interesting.
My mom used to have this antique waffle iron, and they were so fluffy. Like, they were so good. I miss that. We don't have that antique waffle iron anymore.
Yeah, I make killer buttermilk pancakes.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my thing.
Mo's Magic just subscribed with tier 1.
Like I make better pancakes than you get from like diners.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can see that. Hi, Mo's Magic.
Not that diners
Thanks for
don't make good
joining us.
ones, but there's something about it.
A lot of people are agreeing with you about
Well,
liking the
huzzah,
grocery store.
huzzah. I'll just throw
Yeah,
back
I think
my
it's,
legs
I
and
think it's one of
pollute
those
my
weird
britches
things
with
that, you
delight.
know, you would feel like you wouldn't like it, but it's actually nice to go to the grocery store.
Jason Walkie, my parents used to go to Costco for dates, and I think also the grocery store.
For dates?
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he said going to the grocery store counts as a date for me and my wife, and my parents used to do that. They would get a babysitter and just either go to the
Costco?
grocery store or like walk around Costco, because they didn't have to do it with kids.
Yeah, I imagine the experience of doing it with kids has got to be like a nightmare. Dad, I want this. Mom, I want this.
Yeah.
Can I get this book? Can we buy this movie?
Yeah. I always tried to get stuff out of my parents when we went to the grocery store, so I get
Why
it.
don't we have a canoe?
Oh my gosh.
Like my rendition of a kid at
Yeah.
at Costco. Yeah.
Hi, Jade.
Hello, Jade.
Welcome, welcome. I'm making waffles.
Yeah, I am definitely not as much of a waffle person.
Hi, Chuck. Got Jade and Chuck.
Never really been a waffle guy. Though I enjoy waffles, I just don't like them as much as I like pancakes.
Yeah. It is 3:09.
Oh my gosh, is it really?
Yes.
What the heck?
Time flies when you're talking about things that don't matter.
Wow. Alrighty then. Well,
I mean, I'm just saying. We talked for so long about what makes a grilled cheese. And that just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of life. But I loved it.
well, let's wait another
5?
5, and then we can switch over to the challenge.
Yes. 3:15.
3:15, we'll start doing the challenge. We had about 21 entrants.
Ooh.
21 entrants that managed to finish the challenge.
I'm so excited.
Now remember, everybody, if you did not post in your image saying this was your final submission, I did not include it, okay? I apologize if some of you missed out, but you gotta follow the instructions, folks. There's a lot of images that I have to go through for that, and if I have to judge and make a decision on whether or not you're done, unless you tell me it's done, I'm not gonna put it in there. Because I don't want to grab somebody's image when they're not done if they're not ready to show it. Right? Or ready for us to talk about it. So, I love you all dearly. I'm not being a lazy tart. I spent a good amount of time getting this thing set up today.
He did.
So,
Ooh, Chuck. He doesn't like waffles because maple syrup is terrible.
whoa,
I'm blown away.
Chuck, my man.
I don't think the syrup makes the waffle though.
I think the key is you don't put maple syrup on waffles.
I disagree, but continue.
I mean, this is not a hot take sort of situation. This is my personal preference. Sort of
Okay.
situation. I think maple syrup goes great on a lighter pancake. Maple syrup is generally very light in comparison to like more traditional pancake syrups.
Wait.
So, for example,
To argue with me and I'm cutting the cookie supply?
no, I'm just giving you my examples of where I think maple syrup belongs. And maybe you might agree with me, or maybe you don't, in which case that's okay.
Yeah, to be clear, not arguing with Chuck.
No. I'm just saying that I am sad that you are not a fan of the maple syrup, because I am quite a big fan. But maple syrup is not for everything. It's not for everything.
I love maple syrup on my waffles. I like to put peanut butter and maple syrup.
Peanut butter and maple syrup
Mm-hmm.
on pancakes. or waffles.
On waffles. I mean, I guess pancakes would work too, but
No.
the waffles just have such a good grid for holding.
So I
stuff.
think if you're making fancy schmancy pancakes,
Schmanchy schmanchy.
where you're doing like folded egg white pancakes that are like super light and super fluffy,
Super tall. Do they get really tall?
you can get them that way, but generally speaking, like the ones that I make are like are flatter.
Mm-hmm.
I have a recipe that I found a long time ago. It's pancakes. They're like traditional pancakes with maple syrup and prosciutto, apple chunks with like ricotta cheese in the pancakes, and you fold the egg whites in.
Mm-hmm.
They're delightful.
Mm.
And they're like really light instead of being more of like a heavy breakfast. So that's a great use for maple syrup because the lighter notes of the maple syrup work really well with the lighter notes of the pancake.
Apparently, Chuck just doesn't like maple,
That's okay.
which I can understand that. Maple's
okay.
an interesting flavor. Are pancakes crepes? Said Panic Bomb.
If it makes you feel any better, I really like regular syrup too.
What if for the February challenge I make a cake that is in the shape of a Acryl bottle and make it pink? You should do that anyway, but also paint a bottle.
You
pink.
should also do that anyways.
I really want to see that.
You should do that, make a label for it, and paint the label with Acryl.
There you go. JP Crate said, this whole conversation is making me upset because breakfast is over. It is now approaching dinner time, and we're not talking about the appropriate food category. We did in reverse.
Wait, what's wrong with making pancakes for dinner?
Yeah, breakfast for dinner, best dinner.
I don't know if it's the best dinner. It is quite a good dinner though.
Yeah. Well, I really like breakfast.
Oh, okay. Shelby's a breakfast for dinner kind of gal. All right.
Prefer breakfast at dinner time.
You prefer breakfast at dinner time?
I said what I said.
I heard what you said.
Breakfast is, I don't wake up and want to have something super heavy unless it's like
What if
brunch.
it's like a Sunday?
If it's brunch, then I'll have something heavy, but it'll be at like 11:30. But if I'm waking up and going to work, I don't want to have like pancakes and bacon and eggs. Like I'd be sluggish all day. So I prefer having breakfast for dinner.
Okay.
Chuck said I like simple syrup, but that's for cocktails.
So,
Yes.
I think it's time.
It's good for cocktails though.
I think it's time, folks.
Oh my gosh, Miniac just raided the channel.
With the huge raid. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monument Hobbies.
Yes.
You may or may not have seen us before. We are good friends of the Miniac stream and all of the people over there. Hello, Scott. I'm on a boat. We are, in fact, on a boat. You guys came in here just in time for the January challenge review. Been working on painting a gold lantern for a chunk of the stream. We're getting about 80% of the way done with that. Hi.
Jason's here. He doesn't look very happy.
I don't know if he looks upset. I don't know if that, I wouldn't classify that as upset, Jason.
No. We should debate now Jason's faces that he makes.
Hi.
When is Jason really upset?
I got him.
Damn it!
I got him.
Hey,
You want to say hi to Miniac?
What'd you do? Worst take.
Kyle wants to fight me, and I told him to do it. Well, it's for another day. We've got challenges to review. We have other things to discuss.
I'm not sure I can let her get away with anything.
It started with Jordan saying he doesn't like tomato soup.
Well, he's wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you hanging out for the challenge review? Okay.
Okay, should we
Bye.
transition?
We shall transition
Amazing.
over to the January 2024 challenge review. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum.
Do you want to control the slides or shall I?
You shall control the slides because I don't have a keyboard.
Perfect.
So we're making it work over here.
Woo!
So, go back. You're going way too
I'm
fast.
so sorry. Oh my
You're
god.
going the wrong way.
How do I do it?
You're using the wrong arrow buttons. Ugh. Schlubby.
Sorry.
All right. Well, hello everybody. Yes, Chuck, I don't like tomato soup. And also Raiders, I guess. Hello, welcome. I don't like tomato soup.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm sorry. Thank you for all the follows, everybody. Pancake Fight Club, also amazing and super topical name considering what we've been talking about.
Oh, sorry.
And thank you for the follow, the Crimson Kyle. Hello. Thank you for the follow, Albert Lefou.
Hey, somebody likes us.
New bot, thank you for the follow. Hello. All right, so what we are doing today is we're going to be going over our 2024 January challenge review. So every month on our Discord, Shelby put up a link to the Discord.
Oh my god.
We do a monthly challenge where we challenge all of our Discord members and all of our community members to try and paint something following a particular prompt. This is not a painting competition. This is just purely a challenge for our members of our community to try really hard and improve on something or do something weird that they haven't tried before. So this month, our challenge was to, as kind of a way to get into the beginning of the year and to start fresh, to pick something that they felt like was a thing that they wanted to or needed to improve on. So, for example, if you have been painting for a while and you are not super confident in your non-metallic metal, that's a great example of a place where you would push for this challenge, right? So, if it would be, painting like flesh tones or painting OSL or things like that, you wanted to find a technique that is not something that you've done before or that you feel like you need to get better at or want to get better at, that was a perfect choice for this challenge. So on all of these challenge slides here, you'll notice that it will have the name of the person and it'll have a couple of pictures of those submissions, but it'll also put the challenge focus, which is everybody's individual focus for this month's challenge, because it's different for everybody who picked it. We didn't have a single focus for everybody for this month. Everybody kind of got to choose, which is cool. It's not a traditional way that we do our challenges. For example, this month's challenge, our February challenge, if you guys want to participate, which is on our Discord, is a pink challenge. So the challenge to paint something predominantly pink. And that you don't have to use our paints for it. You can use whatever paints you've got on hand, but you just got to use pink. And it can be multiple different types of pink. It can be in the magenta range. It can get, you can stray a bit, but it's all about painting pink. So we figured, because of Valentine's Day and also Shelby's birthday, Shelby wanted to do a pink challenge. So we went ahead and did that. So let's go ahead and get this started. We have about 20 of these to go through, 21 of these to go through. So let's get started with, I believe it's Face Smasher. This is the first one.
Oh my god.
You use the down arrow key
The down arrow?
on the keyboard.
Okay.
So use the up arrow now.
Boop.
Boom.
Get
Down
it.
arrow.
Love
There
it.
you go. All right. So we got Face Smasher. I don't know if you're here, Face Smasher, but the challenge focus was freehand, checkers, and the fleur-de-lis pattern on the rump
That's awesome.
of this knight from Bretonia, which
Yeah.
is amazing, by the way. You freaking killed it. The checker pattern is really nice and fairly even all the way across. The fleur-de-lis is very even. I really love the color palette chosen here. This like kind of teal that goes a little bit more green than teal, and paired with this nice kind of like yellow orange, it looks really, really good.
Yeah. The spiral too on the jousting stick is really cool.
Yeah, that kind of candy cane pattern.
Yeah.
I think looks really, really good. Yeah, this is lovely. So kudos, Face Smasher.
Wonderful.
You killed it.
On to the next.
On to the next one. We got
Ooh.
Treebeard. Treebeard, I don't know if you're here. I don't know if I've seen you in chat all day. This was a really cool challenge for Treebird. He picked some like really interesting ways to approach salt rust chipping, which is kind of where you I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, Shelby, but or if anybody out there has never done this before, you basically prep the model by painting something underneath the paint that you are going to put on. Usually you'll like spray some hairspray and then like stick some salt on it and put some more hairspray on it, something like that, which will kind of seal it in. And then you paint over it with an airbrush and with hand painting. And then you'll go back in with a damp brush and you'll kind of massage all the salt to kind of, what's the right term for this? My brain's not working. To dissolve. So it'll make the salt dissolve and it'll break away
The
paint from those areas that had salt underneath it.
That's awesome.
So you'll end up with these really cool, very kind of random areas of flaky texture
Yeah.
on the paint, and it'll show what's underneath.
That's so creative.
So a lot of people will do this on tanks where they'll have, do I have a tank over here that I can show? Here, I'll grab one really quick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What they'll do is, if you want to switch it over to Jordan Solo really quick. So what they'll do is they'll basically like paint like a rust effect on one side, and then they'll cover all of that with areas of a little bit of salt. Then they'll cover it with another base coat, and then they'll paint like the green on top of it, and then you'll massage away all those areas where the salt is, and it'll cause it to dissolve, and it'll flake off, and it'll show these really interesting areas of flakiness.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a really, really cool way of doing it. Yeah, it's very similar to using chipping medium, except it like salt's easier to dissolve.
Cool.
And thank you for the follow, Sir Blame.
Yes.
We can go back to that. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah. So just go back.
Oh.
Yep. So I really love how it turned out on the scythe, which was the big one that Treebeard wanted to call out as being like very something he was really happy with. I really like the effect on the cloak as well. It kind of has this like really weird, kind of like creepy, like ghost. It gives a weird like ghostly effect to it. And I believe this model was also clear, like it's a transparent model when he started.
It looks like it
So
at the bottom there.
Yeah, it's got some really interesting areas of like transparency to it. I think he killed it. This looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
I also really love the finish work that's been done on the cloth, especially on the hat or on like the hood, and that shoulder area is really, really nice. So you have this really nice area of like really well worked finished parts of the model, and then it has this kind of distressed area right next to it that looks really interesting by contrast. So I really love this one. So let's go down to the next one. We have Tone. This is somebody new, I believe, to doing challenges. And this was glazing. So I'm assuming they were talking about doing a bunch of glazing here for Scarlet Witch. Yeah, and this is really good. I mean, good way of building up the nice transitions of layers of thin red. I definitely think that focusing on trying to kind of narrow down some of those areas that are not red and kind of pull them apart, or add a little bit more variance, maybe glaze a little bit of like oranges or some pinkish colors in there to give a little bit more value diversity, because it all kind of feels like a similar red. But I think you've done a really good job so far. It's a really neat model, and I'm very excited to see some upcoming stuff from you.
Yes.
Yeah, Hoosier. Hello. Challenge focus is skin tones. This is great. So lots of definition here in the muscles. You can see where all the breaks are for where the muscles are kind of sculpted into the model. Nice color skin tone there for the mid-tone. I think where you can kind of improve a little bit is to pull up your values a little bit more. It's missing kind of that layer of highlight to add more kind of more visual interest to the areas where it would be brighter. And I think that if you can soften some of those transitions down into the shadows there, you'll have a really, really wonderful effect. Because with skin, you don't really want really harsh transitions, because harsh transitions from light to dark are an indication of a hard break in a line of something, and skin doesn't really have that sort of break unless you're talking about like a fold of the skin, right? Like here, if you want to switch back to Jordan Solo really quick. So if I like hold my hand out like this, there are not a whole lot of like really dark areas on here other than like the darker areas in the crevices of my hand. But as I close my hand and I start to get the areas where my skin kind of is folding together in my palm, you can see these really, really like deep areas of shadow. And that's kind of the effect that's being had, right? Is you're having these really dark creases, but skin doesn't really have creases like that. It has softer transitions like this. So you'll see these kind of areas of shadow here are very subtly darker, right? So having this nice area of highlight up here, bringing it more into your midtones down here, and then kind of a nice soft shadow down here is where you kind of want to mess around with skin. Working in subtler transitions is the best way to get good results from that. So you want to switch back. But this is a really, really great. This has been done very, very well for the challenge. So you should feel great about your work. Good job. Thank you, Real Big Lime, for the follow. And we move on to the next one. Elder Thad. Challenge focus is non-metallic metal. So I believe they said this is their first time ever doing non-metallic metal. And this is a really, really great try. I did not even try. This is a very successful application of non-metallic metals. One of the things that you are really looking for with non-metallic metal is getting the transitions and the areas of brightness to feel correct. And you've done a really good job of putting the value in the right places. So in the shoulder, you have that really nice center highlight down the shoulder in the middle. And then you have it kind of fade off towards the darkness as it comes towards the chest. But it still has a little bit of that brightness on the very bottom lip, as well as having a brighter top band on the shoulder as it comes in, opposed to the middle band. So it's really, really good. And on the gauntlet, you have that nice kind of center highlight on the gauntlet as it comes down. Is really, really good as well. I think where you're going to be able to move beyond with this, tightening up some of the blends. It looks like there's some heavy application of paint on this, so thinning out your paint a little bit more, putting less layers on. And it's possible that you just worked on it a ton. I've been in this situation before where I've applied way too much paint just building up layer and layer and layer, trying to get it to read right. And you've done a perfect job of that. It looks really, really good. I think adding a little bit more depth, adding a little bit more color as well into the areas of shadow, because metallic is all really reflective, right? So you want it to be reflecting the environment around you. So if you're in a city, right, that reflection can be all sorts of stuff. It's usually lots of browns, right, from the buildings that are nearby you if they're made out of wood, or like a cool gray if it's stone, right? Reflecting off of the kind of the area around you. So you get those nice cool shadows, those kind of cool blue, kind of cool gray blue shadows. It could be greens if there's, if you're in a very forested area, there's lots of trees and shrubbery around you. So you want to think about all of those things when you're painting your non-metallic metals, because they really help bring in a lot of that realism into what you're painting. 20J3, thank you for the follow. Elder Thad, you did a fantastic job. Seriously,
Yes,
good job.
very good.
That's a really, really good job for first time non-metallic metal. And we have one from Jade. So this was airbrush and mech. So the airbrush was a little bit more specific. It was taking the airbrush beyond just base coating. Jade, I think you're still here, so you can confirm if that was the case or not. But these are really, really successful. I mean, you've got really nice color on here. Yeah, some BattleTech. We all like BattleTech over here. Yeah, you normally only use it for priming. Yeah, the bases look really, really good too. You got a lot of nice, good color here. I'm assuming you kind of built in your base coats and did a little bit of quick highlighting with your airbrush, Jade. And it really comes through on here. I like that you've gone through and you added a little bit more color to them as well. And it's weird. Normally I really hate like multicolored bases for like the base rims, but I actually really like the different colors on the base rims.
It's fun.
That's really neat. from below and from above, then highlight with a brush. Nice. Yeah, I think you did a great job.
Okay. On to the next.
Yep. Slayer Street,
Wow.
challenge focus, non-metallic metal. So, if I recall, this is also a pretty oh, Jade's also never painted mechs before.
Ooh.
So it's first time ever painting
Dang.
mechs, which is crazy.
Yeah.
How did you feel about kind of the experience of going from never having painted? You can go back to the other
Somebody
picture if you
likes
want.
us.
Never having painted a mech before and trying something that's all metal and hard surfaces and things like that, because it's a very big difference, right?
Yeah.
And Rufus, I believe so. Yeah. And has himself. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, because you have like side and back as well. Yeah, I believe so, Slovic. You were eyeing down your next model the whole time. It's okay, I've been there. All right, we can move on to Slayer Streets. So Slayer Street, I know you're here. I saw you up a bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you also said that this is some of your first time doing non-metallic metal as well, right? Or is this just you wanted to practice on it more? Because this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Not only do I really like the non-metallic metal, I really like the cloak.
Yeah.
It all really works well together. I like the reflections you got in the steel on the shield. Look really
and the
cool.
Sword.
You painted over it many times. Hey, I have been there. I have been there. But you killed it, man. This looks really good. Yeah, the little glow on the sword, reflecting the light
gold.
from the non-metallic metal and the white from the head. Looks really good. You're getting those. You're thinking about all those reflections and things like that. You got really nice levels of contrast on the armor that feel really solid. Yeah, I think what you're doing right now is exactly what you need to be doing. Just keep on practicing on it and keep on refining it.
Yeah.
So you really killed it, man. It's a good job. We got Iron Joe here.
Ooh.
With their challenge focus was doing something a little bit more complicated. So it was focusing on doing a Primarch. Typically, Primarch models in the 40k universe and 30k universe are very busy. So they're
Yeah.
very complicated models. They have more trim. They have a lot more weird stuff going on. So trying a more ambitious model. And I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
The all the detail for the trim is really nice and tight. It's also non-metallic metal on the trim, which I think is very successful. I like the flames on the sword, look really neat. The skin looks really good. I think it's really successful. They mentioned that it wasn't completely done, but that was their kind of as far as they were going to get for the month. So I won't comment on like the stuff that's very clearly not finished, like the purity seals and things like that, because it's not done. But I think this looks really good. I'd love to see a finished version of it once you're all done, Iron Joe.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I look at that model and just think, no, thank you. Kudos to the amazing job you did. I would hate painting that.
Yeah.
You know, it's always fun, kind of being in one of those places where you want to sit down and you want to work on a model that's this crazy. I remember, if you want to switch over to solo really quick, when Jason and I did our dueling Horuses, this was sort of the same idea. It's just like, this is one of those Primarchs. This model has a ridiculous amount of things on it, and it took us so long to finish. Yeah, Rufus, you remember these? Yeah, they were wild. So, super duper fun. All of that trim that just never ends.
Gosh.
So, all right, let's move on to the next one.
Bam.
Red Zyphos.
Ooh.
So, it wasn't super clear what your challenge was for this Red Zyphos. You were kind of talking about a couple of different things. So, you were talking about OSL, you're also talking about wet blending. I don't see a ton of OSL on this, so you probably just was focused on doing the wet blending, which I think turned out really good. I see a lot of it on the shield, and that transition from that purple to that red on the shield looks freaking awesome.
It's good.
It's very, very smooth. Same with the cloak. I think the cloak looks really good as well.
And the feathers.
And the feathers. Wait, feathers? Or you mean hair? The
Uh,
plume.
Yeah, the plume.
Yeah. Yeah, you really killed it. This is a big model. Very cool model. Shield looks awesome. Trim looks great. Skin tone looks good. Yeah, I think you killed it.
Awesome. On to the next.
Oops, they left out the OSL and accidentally did an amazing job. Love the skin tone. Yep. Turned out really good. Nice soft shadows. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, right? You don't want to kind of go too harsh, too quick transitions with it. And yeah, we can go to the next one. Catchy. So this one is actually really cool. Their challenge focus was doing using only black and white. So this includes like some grays and stuff. It looks like in the background as well. But basically like as monochrome as they can go with, or not monochrome, but just going as much to black and white as they could do, and doing some wet blending. Yeah, grayscale. Thank you, Paint Licker. But no, I think this looks great. The thing that I think is really successful about this is you could very clearly see that there are a lot of different shades and value areas on this model.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that's really tricky to do when you're painting in grayscale, is because there's no hue and no color to differentiate pieces of the clothing or whatever's going on. Having to do that with very subtle mixtures of white and black to get gray in various different values is really, really hard to get right. And I think that this is very well done. So kudos for a really, I think, really challenging choice for the month, and a very great job executing it.
Mm-hmm.
And game delay. Why are you trying so hard all the time? Not only do you pick really cool models all the time, but you knock it out of the park, man.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So challenge focus here is on non-metallic metal, which is mostly, it looks like, on kind of the armor plating on the helmet and the
She's so pretty.
the arm. She's so pretty.
I love her. She looks so good.
McQueen Paint Licker. So yeah, this is really, really nice. I think there's some really cool elements of the non-metallic metal here. For one, you have that glow coming from underneath, right? You see that OSL coming up. It's reflecting nicely off of the metallics there. Great job getting that reflection. That area of bright to dark and then to bright again is great. You did a really good job. That kind of ripply texture to the metal, it really feels like it's beaten metal.
Yeah, it looks hammered.
Hammered metal, right? So it's a really, really great way to depict this. I think you've done a great job at selling us the concept of that hammered metal through the reflections that you've generated. And also the lady looks really nice too.
Yeah.
The dress looks really nice.
Her
The
dress
skin
is so
tones
good.
look really good. The hair looks really nice.
And I think her belt, is that?
Her belt is also
Yeah.
non-metallic metal as well.
That
Yeah.
looks great.
Which also looks great.
Oh,
So,
gorgeous lady.
Be doing pretty darn good. Game delay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we got here. We got Ashton Armageddon stippling. So this is really cool. We had another unique one, which was all basically learning how to stipple for the first time. So doing all the stippling highlights for the cloak on the robe here, I think is great. Having that really, really intense texture almost makes it look like kind of like crushed velvet almost, right? Where you have that very like, I don't even know how to describe what it looks like.
Oh, but yeah, it's
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, it's oh gosh.
But it's like that velvet,
It's like-
like crushed velvet type.
Yeah, would you call it dappled?
Maybe?
I just think of like when the light streams through leaves and it like
Oh,
kind of
yeah, yeah,
creates
yeah.
kind of like weird patterns. I think that's dappled. But I know exactly what you're talking about with crushed velvet.
Yeah. But it's great. I think this is a really, really excellent execution on the stippling.
Yeah.
Very, very successful. And the rest of the model looks great too. Pardon me.
Yeah, the sword is really cool.
Yeah, this, pardon me, this drink is blocking the sword. Yeah, the sword looks really nice. Good reflections on the sword. Feels almost fuzzy. Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about. Is like when you have that velvet, it almost feels kind of, or looks fuzzy to the eye. People getting so fancy before going to war. Hey man, ceremonial garb is ceremonial garb. You know what I mean?
Go out in
Don't
style.
mess around.
All right, next.
Yep.
Ooh.
Dorkosaurus.
Oh
Doing
my
some
God.
cell shading.
That little frog is so cute.
The little frog's so cute. So shell shading is really cool. It's that kind of like a Borderlands effect where you get really blocky with your color application. There's not a whole lot of blending. And I know based on the post that Dorkosaurus put on, they were having a really hard time with it. Just because he likes to do a lot of stipple blending a lot. So, but it's really successful, I think, either way, getting those nice harsh lines in there to really bring that kind of like cartoon drawn feel. It was really, really cool. Also, kudos for the frog. It's so cute.
So cute. And the little frog on the frog.
Good job.
You're joking?
Yep.
So cute.
Yep. The frog face on the armor.
Yeah.
Is amazing. Yeah, I think this is really, really good.
Oh, cute.
And we got Overlord Tweak. So unless this is a different photo than you're talking about, Overlord, I saw photos in here. I know you posted in there saying that you were having a hard time finding them, but I saw these photos in there. I hope these are not like pre-finished photos, and it like went to the wrong ones. Can you confirm that these are the right photos, Overlord? Well, while we wait for confirmation, so the challenge focus here was blue skin and a limited color palette. So limiting how many color options you have to work with is always a challenge, right? Forcing yourself to be constrained to just a few colors. I think it was about 5 colors in this case, Overlord. It was always really challenging. I remember doing our participating in our limited color palette for, gosh, I think it was April of last year, where we did the cool skin tone, cool color palette. It was really hard. Not having access to a couple of like really important colors is very difficult. And I think you've done a really good job here. I think the metal on here looks really, really good. I think the skin has nice areas of highlight and shadow. You can feel like some areas where there's a bright highlight versus the dark shadow on another side. I think the big thing here is to be, focusing those colors and making them a little bit more consistent so it doesn't look quite as patchy. I think is a great place to start. But I think you've done a really great job so far, and I think you keep on going with this, and I think you're gonna grow real fast. And limiting yourself to color palette is super difficult. Super difficult. Were there any things during this Overlord tweak that you were curious about getting some feedback on or had any questions? We're happy to go over it here while you are here. And yeah, Slayer Street, definitely a really tough thing to take on. Game delay, Dork's model was way smaller than you thought when you first saw it.
Frog is a little lad.
He's a little lad.
He looks like a little lad.
All right. Well, we'll wait. If Overlord Tweet comes back with some questions, we'll come back to it here in a minute. So
Okay.
we'll go to the next one. Widan, first of 2 submissions.
So much NMM. I love it.
I know. It's a very common thing to have a lot of people feel very uncomfortable with. It's a very difficult technique to get right.
But they're crushing it.
You guys are doing a really great job. Seriously. I'm very excited to see where you guys feel with a lot of these things come next year when we
Yeah.
have another one of these challenges. It'll be very cool.
So exciting.
But yeah, you've done a really great job here. I think there's lots of areas that I really like in particular. I think the area on the back of the axe where you have that area of that like reddish brown in there is really, really nice. It just defines a little bit of shape to the axe. The belly is really nice. You have that nice kind of spherical highlight in that banded belly where it kind of shows that it's got some roundness to it is really nice. Good level of contrast between bright and dark as well is really, really good. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Looks really, really good.
Yeah. The handle on the axe is also really good.
This is a cool old school model too. Been around for a very long time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think so. I think it's a Hero Quest mini. I don't really remember.
Yeah, Slayer Street, cool balance with the metal and the leather. I agree.
Yep. Yeah, the leather looks really great too.
Yeah.
Same with the horns. Or like the horns too.
The chainmail looks good. All of it. Great.
Let's move on to Widan's second.
Oh my god. I was not ready for that.
Yeah. So this one, so I tried to figure out what exactly the focus was on this one, Widan. So this one was a bit of OSL and non-metallic metal. I know there's not a ton of metal on this one, because you said you were going to focus more on non-metallic metal on the second piece, which was the first one that we showed. I really like your contrast of color here, right? So you see a little bit of that OSL coming from the back almost. It's like side back a little bit. Really beautiful rendering for the skin. Not lots of really, really interesting like moody light going on here. Which I really love. I wanted to make sure to get that back shot in as well because it really shows the difference in color from the front to the back. I think this is a really, really well executed miniature. You did a really good job.
Yeah. The skin is incredible.
Yeah. My only thing is, for the OSL, I might have pushed it a little bit harder to make it a little bit more exaggerated and pull it a little bit closer to the front so that you get a little bit more of it from that front shot. Because I think that if you could have put a little bit more OSL into it, it would have made it feel even more intense than it already does. But that's not a knock. I think what you've done so far is fantastic.
Yeah. Great. Next one?
Yes.
Ooh.
Bougie 1442. So this one was really cool. There were a lot of really interesting challenge focuses for this miniature. It was green stuff basing using like a texture roller, which is really cool. Magnetizing parts, and what I thought was really interesting is focus stacking images, which is like a way of taking photos that are in focus in different areas, and it stacks all of those focused images together to get you a really focused image from top to bottom. And it's really cool. It's really nice to see not only just the painting thing, but like a photography thing in there as well. To be a part of the challenge. The magnetizing parts, I wanted to include both photos in here because there's different photos with different of the magnetized arms. Great job. Those parts look like they're glued onto the model. I cannot tell where the seams are based on the photos.
I was actually confused for a second. I was like,
yeah, did they paint two models that look exactly the same?
Yeah. How did they do that?
Yeah, no, so the parts are magnetized. There was another photo that I saw way further up after I was beyond doing this one. Was a picture of all of the parts laid out. And there's like 7 or 8 different parts
that's cool.
that were painted separately for this. So that's really, really great. The basing is cool. I wish that one of the photos gave us a better kind of like top-down view of the base so we could see a little bit more of it. But I think this is really cool. I love the kind of green and red color scheme. That's not a thing that people usually feel comfortable like really just sending it on. You know what I mean? People tend to be very hesitant to move forward with like a green and red color scheme. I
Yeah.
think you did a really good job.
And I think because like people tend to be scared of it because they don't want it to look too Christmassy. And honestly, I didn't even think of Christmas when I looked at this.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Not at all. And Witten, to your point of being scared of ruining it with the OSL, it's sometimes you just gotta push it until you get it wrong and then just reel it back, right? It's only paint, so even if you mess it up a little bit, you'll know pretty quickly when you're like, ooh, I went too far. And if you painted it once, you can paint it again. That's what I always come down to, is if you can arrive at a finished piece one time, you can replicate it.
Yeah.
There's like, you've done it once, you can do it again. So don't ever be fearful of ruining it, because the only thing that you lose is just the time that you spent to paint it to that level. But you also learn stuff, so you got stuff out of it.
You're not losing anything, really.
Yeah, you don't lose anything. You lose the time. But that time was invested in learning, so
Exactly.
you learn something from it anyways.
This one's exciting.
This is cool. Dubu Babu. OSL, frost damage, hot cold contrast.
Wow.
Very neat. I love the wood paneling on this dreadnought.
Yes.
It looks like a pirate ship,
Yeah.
which is really hilarious, considering what we've been painting.
Yeah, it's like a transformer, but
Yep.
pirate.
Yep. It's also caught in this like really warm kind of like deserty environment, which is really cool.
Nice.
But still has these really cold, like frosty areas, like on the gun and things like that, in the claws, which I think look really cool. A little bit of OSL from the kind of glowy bits on the gun, which I think is really neat. And it looks like maybe from underneath, maybe that's lava instead. I'm seeing OSL on the feet actually. Here we go.
For Overlord.
Yeah, so you're trying to smooth the transition between the shadows and the highlights by glazing transparent blue, but you're getting splotchy results. Any advice on finishing? You want to go back up to it really quick?
Is it that one?
We got about 5 minutes left. Okay, cool. Overlord tweak. So let's see here. Yeah, I see where you kind of going over it. I think it's possible that you might not have thinned down the transparent blue enough. It depends on how much you were thinning it down. And it depends on what colors you were going over. It also could just be the surface of the model being a little pitted potentially, which is not anything that you can really do anything about, unfortunately. Other than like filling those gaps with like micro bits of like putty, which is a nightmare. So yeah, that would suck. But I think maybe also starting from a little bit brighter highlights and more value steps in between. I think going over that with some glazes afterwards, I think will give you a really good result. If you are you here on a regular base, Overlord? Because we can talk about it some more on tomorrow's stream. I can do a little bit of glazing to kind of show you what I was talking about, and maybe we can kind of go over it one more time.
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
And hello,
I'll throw back my
Megalodon.
legs and pollute
Hello,
my
sir.
britches with
Welcome
delight.
back. Thank you for the sub. And we can go back down. Yeah, no one takes seriously the wooden dreadnought in a lava land with frost guns.
I like the
I love
snail
it.
too.
The snail is
The
awesome.
snail is so cute.
Let's move
Somebody
down from the
likes
next
us.
one.
Ooh.
And thank you for the follow, ZJ4W4PL. So this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
This is an impressionism piece done in like Van Gogh's Starry Night? Yeah. On this night. I think it's really cool.
It's a Starry Night.
Oh, it is a starry night.
It's a starry night.
Oh, this is awesome.
I hope that was intentional. It seems intentional.
I would assume it's intentional. I'll give credit for the intentionality of it either way.
Yes.
This is really cool.
It's awesome.
I love going like people who take a something that would never really ever be done in a three-dimensional space like
Yeah.
impressionism and just throwing it on a model. I think it's really, really cool.
I love the intentional points where the brighter stars are.
Mm-hmm. Like on the kneecap.
On the kneecap, on the back,
Yep.
and then like joining between the two legs.
Yep, yep.
That's really awesome.
It's very, very cool.
It's also hard to intentionally do impressionism if it's not your normal
Well,
style.
it's hard to do. Yes, it's hard to do it. It was also hard to do it on something that's rendered
Yeah.
in full 3D.
Yes.
Right? Because like impressionism, the whole idea is you're not working with anything that's like concrete, right?
Right.
It's you're giving the impression of something. It's
That's
kind of hard to
impressionism.
not give the impression of something when you have something that's sculpted in a three-dimensional space.
Yeah,
right?
that's awesome.
So it's really cool to be able to see something like that and yeah, a little Starry Night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
did something like this a while back and it was a blast. You did it way better. Dude, Babu. Funky Little Penguin, thank you so much for this. This is really cool. Let's hit the next one. Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Would you look at that?
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Okay, so we gotta pick a couple winners.
Oh my,
So-
to choose.
So it's not a competition, but we do want to reward people for their hard work. So we typically go through and pick a couple of our favorites from this for this week. Let's do 3. So I'll
Okay.
have you pick one, I'll pick 2. So I'll pick one, you pick one, and then I pick one.
Oh gosh. Okay. What do you?
Alright.
How do you want me to do this? You want me to?
So
go?
let's run back through them again really quick, and then I'll pick one, and then you pick one, and then
Okay,
I'll pick the last one.
There's this one.
All right, so let's go down. This is gonna be my first one.
Okay.
So we'll pause on it a sec. Treebeard, I think you did a really great job. I really like the contrast between the really nicely rendered cloak on this and the really rough texture of the kind of transparent, weird, like I think it turned out really good. I was looking at this when you first posted it. I was like, how's this gonna turn out? This is kind of weird. And then I saw this finished photo and I was like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to call this one out. I really loved this one. So this is my first one. So
Okay. Let me know when to stop.
No, you're picking.
I'm picking?
You're picking.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is so difficult, Jordan.
Welcome to my world.
How am I supposed to do this?
Well, you gotta do it. Shelby's having a hard
Oh
time.
my gosh. Can I pick all of them?
Nope.
Everyone's a winner. Oh my golly gosh. Okay, I think
I'm picking between 2. There's like 2 that I want.
this lady is my favorite.
This one's your favorite?
Yes.
Game delay?
Game delay. You did.
All right. Shelby has spoken.
I love her. I like the reflection on the bottom, and I like how well you executed the hammered armor.
Mm-hmm.
That is very hard to do, I assume. But yeah, overall, I think all aspects of it look fantastic. So she is my favorite.
Okay. Let's go down. And then go up. That's not the first one, is it? Okay. Okay. All right. I have to pick between 2 that
Oh.
I really like.
I had to pick between all of them, so.
I'm gonna pick the last one.
Oh!
I'm gonna pick the last one. It's out of the box.
It's great.
I love that they picked something that's super crazy and out there.
Yes.
And I love that it was executed in both a punny fashion and also I think executed really well.
Yeah.
So, Funky Little Penguin or Penguin,
Gorgeous.
and Game Delay and Treebeard, make sure that you message me on Discord. I'll put the challenge winners up tomorrow, and we'll make sure to get in contact with you guys. Message me your information so we can get you guys a little something.
Well, something special.
All right?
Something special.
thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today.
So fun.
To all of you who are still hanging out, if you want to throw in some links for us,
Yeah.
switch us back over to Jordan's solo as well.
I'm just gonna start doing links left and right.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I hope those of you who have stayed from Miniac stream are really enjoying the chance to go through all of these with us. We always love when you guys participate in our challenges. You guys always knock it out of the park and make it virtually impossible for us to pick. It's always really, really hard. You guys did a great job. Hi, Shannon.
Your ship looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Mom.
I know you're not.
No.
Aw,
So
yay.
say hi to Shelby's mom.
Oh, she's not. Hold on. Choose a chair.
Hi guys. I just came in because I
You
saw
gotta put the chair on.
Jordan's ship, and it looks so great. So I had to come in and say hi.
You missed all the fantastic photos of all the things that our community members did.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I will
Yeah.
come in earlier next time.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Shamam.
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 That's what they've called you.
I like it. I like Shamam. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said again, don't forget we stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We typically end right around this time, so if it is not 4:03 your time, you know what time we end during the week, because that's the time it is for you right now. Shelby also destroyed something.
I destroyed something?
Yeah, my screen. I couldn't see what I was doing.
Sorry.
Don't forget, we got a whole bunch of links up there. Shelby sent us the link to the store,
I did.
which is our Monument Hobbies store. Don't forget, we are Monument Hobbies. We make all of the wonderful paints that we've been using on stream today, like this warm yellow. Go to the store to find all of that paint there for you to purchase, as well as all the rest of our hobby supplies that we make as well. If you want to find a local game store near you where you can pick some of this stuff up instead of ordering it, or maybe if you're out of the country and have a hard time ordering stuff because of customs and all that stuff, check out our FLGS link. We have hundreds of stores around the world where you can find paints near you. Also check out our YouTube, which is a great place to find answers to a lot of your painting questions, be it from watching our shorts. We have a lot of really great short content out there to do little quick tutorials for you guys, as well as
Oh my god.
some... What are you doing?
I'm trying to find stuff. Don't worry about it.
Longer form video content out there. You're gonna want... Yeah, you got it switched over, correct. Okay, cool. Never mind. You're good. And then don't forget our Discord link. So our Discord is going to be where you find all of our Discord challenges. It's full of thousands of fantastic artists. Great place to hang out and talk nerd stuff, talk paint, talk food stuff. We talk all sorts of nerd stuff over there. But it's also where we, do all of our Discord challenge stuff. So thank you for all of the winners for this month. We will be finding somebody to raid here in a second. So hang out for who we are going to end up raiding. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful evening.
So I just have to...
Bye-bye. Just hit end stream.
Yay, bye. Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.